The book of Galatians 5 and 16. This I say then, Salakia. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusted against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Before I start, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. We have double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone that rule well over the flock, that taught me this 100% truth. Shalom to the few Akim and Akwathia out there on the sidelines listening and learning as well. You camps with the likewise doctrine is GMS. Shalom to you, brothers. Salutations to the hopeful elect, man. Now, I bring out that scripture because we have to stay in the spirit, man. We have to constantly walk in it. We gotta constantly be in these scriptures, man. Because this flesh a motherfucker, man. And I had this dream. The dream was real strange to me because I had no dream like this before, but I woke up feeling scared or whatnot. You know, I felt some type of way when I woke up in the middle of the night, but I was with a bunch of people, man. I don't know where I was, but I was with a bunch of people. And this guy came around. He had a t-shirt with some fringes on it, but the fringes and the t-shirt was beat up. I'm talking about horrible looking. And the guy had dreads and he was dark-skinned. Salaki, I'm dealing with this cold. But he had braids. He had dreadlocks in his head, a beat-up t-shirt with some fringes on the bottom. I'll never forget the fringes. They was dark. They were black. And the border of blue, it wasn't really blue. It was kind of damn near black as well. But he came to where I was and he hopped on me. And when he hopped, he touched me. And when he touched me, I fell to the floor. And he was kind of like, it felt like he was trying to get inside of me, man. And there was some old friends around me because I was around a bunch of unbelievers in this dream. You're not supposed to be around unbelievers, man. So I was around a bunch of unbelievers and I was just yelling out. And somebody that was standing near me just knocked this guy away from me or whatnot. And we took him out. But every time I would take him out, he would come back. Every time I get rid of him, he would come right back. Like, he found his way in my house. He found his way everywhere I was at. He found his way there, man. And one day, me and my rib, we was out in this dream. And I come back home because we had a house in the dream and I had a big yard. And when I came back to the house, the guy was there again. But this time, he brought several of the same people that looked just like him with him. And they waged war against me. And when I came to realize is that this guy that was trying to get into me, it was the old me. This guy was me. This guy was me. He had the dreadlocks that I had. I used to walk around with them t-shirt fringes on. And he was trying to get back into my flesh to bring the old me back. And that's what scared the hell out of me, man. That scared the hell out of me because I would never want to go back to being the person that I used to be. Especially where the Most High has brought me now. I wouldn't dare want to go back to the time or the person that I was, man. I was out here bad, extremely wicked, man. Doing a lot of wicked things. And this guy, every time he would try to get into me, I was able to get rid of him. But he would always come back. Always. And eventually I just woke up out the dream and I was scared as hell, man. Like, I couldn't even go back to sleep right away because I was thinking about that. I was actually listening to see if the guy was in my house when I woke up. That's how frightened it had made me. Your old spirit, man, it could try to come back and hunt you. The things that you used to do, the people that you used to be around. Yeah, if you dealing with them people, we need to stay away from the people that we used to deal with when we was in this truth, which I don't deal with any of them anyway, but that dream was just bizarre to me that I was around a bunch of unbelievers that I've shared this truth with before. And watching them do the things that they do in their life now and me doing the things that I do in my life that's contrary to what they're doing. The old me came out and tried to infiltrate my flesh, man, and try to get me to go back to doing the things that I used to do. That's why we got to walk in the spirit, man. That's why I brought this first scripture out, Galatians 5:17. For the flesh lusts against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And they are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. If you in the spirit, you're going to do the things according to the spirit, man. If you in the flesh, you're going to do things according to the flesh, man. That's why you can't feed you can't feed both of them. You got to deal with one or the other. You either got to be in the flesh or you're going to be in the spirit. And you definitely don't want to be in the flesh because that's going to lead to your death. But I wanted to just come on here and talk about this and bring out a couple of scriptures, man. This is Matthew 12:43. When the unspirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. Then he saith, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. You got yourself in order. You got rid of this spirit. You got rid of these spirits that's been keeping you down. You done changed your life. You trying to walk according to these scriptures. You done got yourself in order. And then this spirit come back, man. Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself. And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. And you remember what I told you in this dream? When I had a house and it had a big yard, man. And when I got back to my house, it was that same spirit. The same spirit. He looked just like me when I had my dreadlocks and my little Prince t-shirts. But he had several more of him that looked just like him, man. And they waged war against me. They tried to infiltrate me, man. In my dream, they tried to get inside of my body. And as they were trying to get inside of my body, I was battling it out with them, physically and spiritually, mentally and spiritually, man. I was battling it out with these demons, man. And eventually, I woke up. And I was kind of terrified when I woke up because that's somewhere you wouldn't want to be, man. Back at your old self. Because it says it right here. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits, more wicked than himself. And they enter and dwell there. And the last day of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. But I'm just stating about the last state of that man being worse than before, man. You get in this truth. And this brothers that's been in it for years that fell out, man, and they became worse than they were before. They spitting mucus out their mouth, a lot of false doctrines. They lost the name of the Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They can pronounce it no more. All these different things happen to brothers, man. And I pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai that doesn't happen to me. Because that dream was kind of bizarre. Me fighting myself like that. And literally seeing the other me. in this dream, literally with the dreadlocks, same face. But he was worldly, like he was extremely wicked, and he was really trying to infiltrate. And then he brought several others with him that looked just like me and him with the dreadlocks. And they tried to, infiltrate me or whatnot. And that's a scary place to be in, man. That's why we got to change and we got to keep our mind right. This is Psalms 51:10. Create in me a clean heart, a mind, O power, and renew a right spirit within me, man. We got to constantly pray for this because if you're not prayed up, man, Satan can come down with some serious shit on you, man, and destroy your whole walk with Yahweh Shem Yahushai and knock you out this truth, man. And if you get knocked out this truth, ultimately you will spew it out by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. And this is what we constantly asking on a daily basis, man. We don't want to go back to our old selves, God forbid. And I'm talking about myself first and foremost. Because that dream that sat on my head for a couple of days, I had to explain it to my rib, that I would dare want to go back to my old self, man. It kind of got me shook up now. This guy was like, man, I never had nothing like that. This dude was me. And he was literally trying to take me back to being that worldly Jake that I used to be, man. We got to change. We got to constantly change. We got to constantly be prayed up, brethren, because, all of us are being attacked spiritually in so many different ways, man. And that was just a spiritual attack on me on how I was dealt with the other night in my dream, dealing with the old me trying to come back, man. And it made me feel sorrowful, but it also made me, want to go harder in this thing because there's nothing left here. There's nothing left in America. This place is through. We got to keep ourselves, we got to keep our mind single in these scriptures, man. We got to keep a single eye, man. We got to try to walk in the ways of these scriptures. Otherwise, hey, you never know. The old you may come back and attack you, and it might actually get into you, and then you fall off for good. Now you out here worse than you were before you got this truth. Ephesians 4:22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man. I'm sorry, let me go back. That thing that's in my mind, that little dream is in my mind. Salakia, brothers. Ephesians 4:22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust, man. You see that? In the old me, I was out here bad, man, doing all kind of things, man. All type of things. I'm not even going to get into that. We was doing all type of things. Very deceitful, very lustful, Ephesians 4:23, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, man. We gotta be renewed in our mind as well. You read these scriptures. Go out on highways and hedges and teach, man. Listen to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Listen to the elders. Take notes. Walk the walk that you're talking. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Don't talk it and don't walk it. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. I love that part because we have to change, man. Otherwise, the old us will come back. And then you get spewed out of this truth. And then what? You catch them judgments later. At judgment day, you get destroyed. And worse than ones that didn't even know the scriptures because you knew once. Ephesians 4:24. And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and in true holiness. You know, we got to be separate from these people, man. We can't move the way we used to move. We can't hang out with the people that we was hanging around, because in that dream, I was around a bunch of people that I used to hang around with. And watching them do what they do, which I wasn't partaking in, I was just there. And then for the old me, the old spirit that I had on me to pop up and try to basically get back inside of me to make me the way I used to be, that can happen to anyone, man, in this life. You can end up going back to your old self, and it might not be no coming back from that, man. For real, it might not be no coming back from that. No way. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. This happens to a lot of people. You know, it's just a common thing. It's just something I ain't never had before. But it's things like this happen to a lot of brothers and sisters, man. There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. Salakia. But power is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So he's not going to put nothing on us too much on us that we cannot bear, you know. But we'll with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. You know, you're going to have a way to escape it by rebuking the demons, you know, calling on the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because the name of the Lord is like a strong tower, man. And the righteous want to run into it and it's safe, right? You know, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. And that's calling on the name of the Father and the Son. And if not calling on the Father and the Son, that temptation can overtake you, man. You know, pray about it. You know, go in another room and rebuke the spirits, man. Call on the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because you definitely not going to remove these things on your own. Sometimes you have to fast and pray as well. You know, some spirits cannot be removed unless you fast and pray, man. This is James 4:7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to power. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. You see that? We have to resist these temptations, man. Rebuke them. You know, that's all we got to do. And call on the Father and the Son, man, with sincerity, with faith, right? Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. We in this flesh, so you're going to always get tempted while we're in this flesh, because this flesh, these chains of darkness, man, this ain't it. We have thoughts that we thoughts run across our mind that we don't have no control over. You know, you might move a certain way that you don't have no control over. This flesh is strong on us, man, these chains of darkness. That's why we need Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why we got to constantly walk in the spirit and not in the flesh, man, because you will fall. You will fall. There's no way you're not going to fall if you're not walking in the spirit, man. And if you're walking in the flesh, you fell already. You know? Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. That's all we got to do is just resist. But it's easier said than done for some brothers. You know, some brothers go through more than others, you know. But, hey, you still being tested, and the Most High tests the ones that he loves, you know. And all brothers, even since the Day of Atonement, brothers been going through a lot of different, visions and dreams and being messed with by Satan himself, That's why we got to stay prayed up, brothers. We got to always call on that name. Always. Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe, man. When you call on that name, man, spirits flee. And that's what you need to do. These spirits and these devils flee when you call on his name, man. You being tempted. Satan trying to infiltrate you, trying to cause you to go back to your old self. You call on the name of the Father and the Son, man. Resist the devil and he will flee, right? That's what it said in James. So you have to rebuke and call on the name of the Lord, man. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe, man. There's no other name under heaven that you can run to that you will be safe. No cheese and rice, no Buddha, no Allah, no Hindu gods, none of the idols that y'all worship here on this planet Earth is going to save you from the things that's getting ready to come and things that we get tempted with on a daily basis here in Babylon, being in these chains of darkness, man. That's why we got to stay away from these worldly people, because some people ain't strong enough. You get around these people and seeing them do the things that you used to do and they still doing it. And the next thing you know, you getting tempted by them. And now you doing the same thing. Salakia. That's why we can't be unequally yoked with unbelievers, man. Because if you're dealing with the worldly people, man, eventually you're going to fall back in that same category with them. And all that stuff that you did is vain now. This is 2 Corinthians 6:14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion have light with darkness? None. Because if you out here, and I've seen this full firsthand, going to visit my family back home and being in this truth, I barely could have any conversations with them because they was talking about what females they wanted to go lay with, how they was going to give money, what clubs they were going to go to. Me, on the other hand, I was thinking about the wars and rumors of wars, being of the elect, thinking about doing the works, looking at videos. Those are things that I would do while everybody else is doing the worldly shit, man. You have no fellowship with these people. I mean, the only thing you can talk about is old times, but moving forward, they still in the world. You trying to walk in the spirit, there's no connection there. One or two things are going to happen. They either going to listen to you or they going to talk shit and condemn and scorn you, man. And another thing, or you're going to feel some type of way from them talking about you, and you're going to fall out and start following the things that they do again and go back to your old self, man. That's why we got to be extremely careful with who we dealing with out here in this world, man. Because this place is extremely dangerous and the people in it can destroy you spiritually and mentally, man. So with that being said, I just want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Until next time, Shalom.